Welcome to another Friday Faceoff on 1230foxsports.com. It's Eric Chase, Shaggy from 1370 WSPD. The NFL schedule is out, and I'm the NFL schedule Grinch. So while you sit going through your team saying 12-4, please, that's if all things go wrong. This is 14-2. Now, I guess if you're a Lions or a Browns fan, you're sitting, it's like 3-13 if we're lucky. It's either complete optimism or complete pessimism. I'm here to tell you, you're all wrong. You're all wrong. But, Shaggy, I'm actually kind of surprised. We talked about this on the show the other day. The Lions they've got their Thanksgiving Day game with Green Bay as the national game, but they've only got one other big national primetime game, December 16th, a Monday night game against the defending World Super Bowl champion Baltimore Ravens. We thought they'd get more, right?
You know, we talked about this yesterday on It's Just Sports, 5 o'clock on 1230 Fox Sports.
Tune in.
I got it. I got the plug in. But we talked about it. We were expecting maybe 3. We were expecting maybe 3, including the Thanksgiving game, 3 to 4, because the team is still a draw. They still got Stafford. They still got Megatron. They still have Ndamukong Suh. But apparently the shine is off him, especially after last season when things really kind of fell apart for him, as opposed to 2 years ago where things went really well. And they earned those kinds of games because, there's nothing else on this thing. Like you said, the Thanksgiving Day game and then Monday's December 16th, late in the season, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And we know the Monday night games have kind of become a little less than for the NFL because they're really trying to push things to Sunday and Thursday.
Sunday night is the number one. Sunday Night Football is the number one show on television.
Yeah, clear. It's out of the water. Second only to the Super Bowl itself. So, but looking at the schedule though, I really don't see a lot.
I don't want to hear.
No. I'm not talking about wins and losses. Okay. I'm talking about games that deserve to be prime time.
Right. I've got one. Now, I thought, maybe you get the buzzworthy Eagles with Chip Kelly and his new fast-track offense up early in the season. And we talked about the other day as well. Maybe you get the Lions on prime time with those stars, Calvin, Stafford, Suh, the arrival of Reggie Bush, early in the season. I thought Lions and Eagles might make for a good week 1, week 2, week 3 Sunday night game.
But they pushed that all the way up to December 8th.
Yeah, and the Eagles actually open up Monday Night Football this year with the Redskins at RG3. They're hoping he'll be back. The Redskins have 5 primetime games. The other way I looked at this with the Lions not getting more high-profile games, yes, they've got some Pro Bowl, some All-Star type players, some players you just have to tune in for. But then I look at the NFC, and Dallas, Giants, Philly, all big markets, and then throw in Washington with RG3. So they're going to take up a lot of primetime games. Then you've got Packers. They're always a draw with Aaron Rodgers. Not forget about the rest of the NFC North. You've got the Falcons, who were a step away from the Super Bowl last year. You've always got the Saints and Drew Brees, big draw. Cam Newton could maybe get some games, but probably not this year because they were bad last year. And you've got 3 really intriguing teams in the NFC West. You've got Seattle as a Super Bowl contender, the Niners as a Super Bowl contender again, and the intriguing Rams with Jeff Fisher. So while the Lions have these stars, there's a lot of teams ahead of them in the pecking order that you go, I want these teams on prime time. So it makes sense to me in that way.
Yeah, the NFL is always about storylines. And last year, the Detroit Lions were a storyline. They finally made the playoffs. They seem to have turned things around, and that's why you put them on more national TV. This year, coming into it, they fell off last year. A bunch of guys got hurt. They're struggling at the running back position. So those storylines, at least right now, aren't there. Come the draft next week, anything's possible. Suddenly you draft who knows where they go on that. But, suddenly they pick up a couple guys and suddenly things become interesting again. Now there's storylines. Maybe we see one of these games later on in the year gets flexed up. Depends on how the team does. Don't forget the NBC can do that when it comes to Sunday night. They can just take one of those games and go, yoink, we're going to put that up at the top. Depending where the team is, I could see this December 8th Philadelphia Eagles game getting pushed up. I could see maybe the Giants getting pushed up. If they're in a divisional race, the Vikings getting pushed up.
Don't mind me if I wait 6 or 7 months to see if that actually happens. And in fact, just like you're all overreacting now, the Lions are going to be 3-13. They suck. They're going to get worse this year. And on the flip side of things, you're looking at the Packers going, 12-4, and we're probably going to make it to 13 or 14 wins, whatever. And then next week, you're going to overreact again after the draft. I'll tell you this. I'm the NFL scheduled Grinch. Calm the hell down. All right, it's Eric Chase, Shaggy from 1370 WSPD. Our Friday face-off on 1230foxsports.com. Back next week.
See you.